Turn up your volume as much as you possibly can. Okay, so let's talk. Let us talk. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. I want to talk to you about, something that's going to help you mentally, physically, in your business, in your life. Let's have a conversation, okay? Because what I want to do is I want to show you how to be a solutionist. You guys have heard me say this word before, solutionist. I made it up. It's a fabulous word. You guys write it down, use it, embrace it, because I want all of you guys on here today to become a solutionist, okay? So how many of you guys have heard somebody say, I got 99 problems, but blank ain't one, right? Let me tell you, I have 99 problems, but evolution ain't one. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because evolution is a solution to so many problems. It's crazy. So it can't be a problem if it's a solution, right? Have you guys heard the phrase, if you aren't a part of the solution, you're part of the problem? Who out there has heard that before? Who's heard that? Have you heard, if you are not a part of the solution, you're part of the problem? Everybody, I see people saying me, me, me. Absolutely. We hear that all the time. Now, what you guys have to understand is those words, although we hear them all the time, if you break them down, you'll understand that it means so much to always be a solution wherever you go. Can you imagine being a problem everywhere you go? How about being a yes in the world, being a solution to everything, to everywhere, always trying to find. I always say, please don't come to me with a problem unless you've already figured out a solution. Because if you're not coming with some type of a solution, then you are the problem. Okay, so yeah, how about, have you heard this saying? The person who provides the most solutions makes the most money. Have you guys heard that before? The person who provides the most solutions makes the most money. Let's think about that. Let's think about how true and real that statement is. What about doctors, right? Doctors provide solutions to people every day. They see tons of people all the time, and they're always providing solutions. There's no wonder they're one of the top paying occupations out there, right? What about lawyers, right? Lawyers solve lots of solutions, right? They help people, they help to mediate, they do all kinds of things. It's not a wonder that they don't make some of the biggest checks. They don't cash some of the biggest checks out there, right? What about therapists? Therapists have degrees in listening and then providing a solution. I want you guys to understand every single thing that I'm telling you, because it's going to make sense very, very, very soon. Therapists make money for listening and then providing a solution to what they've heard. Super important for you guys to understand that. Now let's evaluate. Let's evaluate this for just a second. Now, there was a problem. Transportation at one time was a problem, right? They had horses, took a long time. Then they had the carriages, took a long time. So the car, the automobile, became a solution. Now, the automotive industry is huge, making huge money, but the automobile was a solution, right? What about the light bulb? The light bulb was a solution to darkness, right? Fires all the time. Okay, I can't really burn a fire everywhere. A light bulb is definitely the solution to a problem, right? What about plumbing? You guys, plumbing is a huge solution. How many of you guys want to go outside to use the bathroom? Not I, said Tony Ward, but plumbing is a huge solution to a problem, right? Banks, Uber, Lyft, solutions, huge solutions. Now there are billion-dollar companies. What about DoorDash? Billion-dollar company, a solution for people who can't get out, won't get out, don't have the time to get out, maybe just too lazy to get out, but it's a solution, right? What about the internet? The internet was a huge solution to connect people all over the world from the comfort of their own home. Well, how about travel agents? Travel agents are a huge solution, right? A huge solution for people who want to travel and don't have the time or the professional education to find exactly that perfect trip that can help them. Home-based businesses. Home-based business, a huge solution for stay-at-home moms, people who live in rural areas, can't really get out. huge solutions. Travel agents, home-based businesses, two of the biggest solutions in the world, right? So you guys are definitely, you hear this all the time, sitting in the right place at the right time because you are a part of the solution. Now listen, as a part of the solution, the thing is you need to know how to prescribe what you need to do, right? You could be a doctor, but you need to know what to prescribe. How do you know that if you're not listening? So cool. Now, the cool part about what we're talking about now is no matter what you do, you are in the problem-solving business. Think about it, you guys. No matter what your profession is, whatever you do is solving some type of problem. And I want you guys to understand that as long as you are solving problems, right, you are making money. So the best part about your business is if you can figure out how to become a solutionist, you will also then figure out how to be the best part of your business. Okay, and I want you guys to really understand what we're saying. Okay, you guys with me? If you're with me, hop in the chat box. Let me hear you say yes one time. Okay, I need to hear, I need to know that you're there. This is a conversation. I love speaking to you guys. I want you guys to talk back because if I know what you're thinking, if I know what you're saying, I'm able to give you more of what you need. I'm a listener, and this training is a solution to what you guys have already told me before. Okay, so let's talk. Let's talk about being part of the solution. How do you become a solutionist? How do you become Dr. Evo? It's like what I want to say. Dr. Evo, all of you guys are getting the introductory course to being Dr. Evo. Okay, you're being an Evo solutionist. Now, the cool part about it is, as Dr. Evo or as a solutionist, the doctor's job is just as important as the patient. And I want to tell you that because you have to, number one, be able to listen to what it is the person is telling you their ailment is, okay? Let's say, for instance, you go to the doctor and you tell the doctor, my arm is broken, I fell down, I think I broke my arm, I don't know what to do. And the doctor says, oh, I know what to do. I'm gonna put a cast on your leg. Huh? Well, did he listen to me? Is that really a solution to my problem? I don't think he heard me. Or, you know, you go to the doctor and you say, oh my goodness, Evo doctor, I'm having a hard time walking. And so they tell you, okay, well then, in order to fix that, we're going to put a cast on your arm. They're not listening. And a lot of times, I'm telling you this because a lot of times your clients, your customers, your business partners will tell you what's going on with their business, what they want on their trips, and you're not listening. Plain and simple. I've had so many people, when I'm talking about the business I'm listening in or whatever, and I'll hear them talking to somebody else about their business, and they'll say, the person says, well, you know what? I love this idea. I love the concept. I really like what Evolution has to offer. I really want to build a team. And the person continues to say, yes, I can help you build a team. All you got to do is do all of these travel training things and you can get all this travel training perks and stuff. They're not listening. They're not giving them the prescription that they need to get what they need out of the business. It's really important to listen. So it's important for the doctor to listen, just as important as it is for the patient, right? So let's say you're the patient and you go to the doctor, you tell the doctor, hey doctor, this stuff is going on with me. The doctor checks you out, evaluates, and he tells you, okay, take these blood pressure pills because you have high blood pressure. So take these blood pressure pills and then come back in a month and let's figure out what's going on. So you get the prescription, the doctor gives you your blood pressure medicine, you go away for a month, you come back in a month, and your blood pressure's still high. And the doctor's shaking his head and he's like, I don't understand why this didn't work. I don't understand why your blood pressure hasn't come down. And you're like, well, I didn't take that medicine. You know, my mom, my brother, my sister, they all had high blood pressure before, and they just rubbed some oil on their forehead or something. They did that. So they told me not to, you know, do what you said. They told me to do it another way. Well, how do you expect to get the results the doctor is telling you about if you're not following your prescription? The same thing happens in business. You'll have an agent come to you and say, hey, I heard about that free, you know, cruise that we can get. How do you get the free cruise? And then you come back, you say, hey, okay, go ahead, you know, get your password for Princess, do your Princess training, get your free cruise, and you'll be able to work with that. And then they come back and you're like, well, did you get the free cruise? Well, no, I didn't really feel like getting my password, so I didn't do it, but I still want my cruise. Well, how are you going to get to part C if you haven't done A and B? You have to follow the prescription to get the desired result. So it's the same thing. Or you say, you know what? I want to be silver. I want to be silver so bad. And so your sponsor, your trainer, your accountability partner says, okay, I can help you with that. You know what? Put some stuff on Facebook, talk to your friends and family, make a list, do some 3-way calls, really get out there. If you need help closing, we're here to close. And a month later, the person comes back and says, you know what? I think I'm going to quit. This doesn't work. Don't know what I'm doing. Haven't got anybody. Well, did you do any of the things on the list I prescribed for you? No, I didn't. Well, then how do you expect to get the desired result? You guys, I want to talk to you guys because it's just as important for the doctor to listen as it is for the client. So part one, number one in being an EVO solutionist or a solutionist in anything you want to work with in this entire world is to listen. You have to listen to your patient. You have to listen to your client. You have to listen to the person on your team, okay? And after you've listened, then you want to analyze and evaluate what's going on. You're listening and you're looking at all of the evidence, right? If you go to the doctor and you say, my leg is hurting, and you're watching, okay, they're limping, okay, I can see they're rubbing it, I can tell they're trying to, baby it, not put pressure on it. You're analyzing to see just how much, their information rings true, right? Same thing with your business. You're analyzing, you get a client, you're listening to everything they say. You're listening to the fact that they want to go on a 5-star cruise. They want to stay in a suite. They want to have all these excursions. They want to do all this stuff. And then when you ask for the deposit, well, they don't have any money. So you're analyzing the situation so you know exactly what you need to prescribe. Maybe you don't prescribe, pay in full for that client. Maybe you want to prescribe a payment plan, right? So you really need to listen and evaluate so that you can help your client get to where they want to go. Now, prescribe, listen, analyze, and then you're going to prescribe whatever they need, okay? So let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about that. What does prescribe really mean? What are you doing as an EVO solutionist, as a trainer, as a sponsor, as an accountability partner? What are you doing when you are setting those guidelines, when you are making that path, when you're helping them get to that next level? Well, let's go right to the dictionary, right? Because documentation beats conversation all day long, right? So let's talk about it. You are laying down in writing or otherwise, okay, as a rule or a course of action to be followed. Okay, so you're prescribing something, you're giving them a system. There's a system in place, right? You're giving them some rules, you're giving them things to do, you're telling them where to go, where to look, right? So you want to make sure they understand, okay, I've prescribed this, I've written this down. You have a course to follow. So now you're able to follow that to get the desired results. So that is what it means to prescribe something to somebody else because you want to help them get to where they're going, okay? So super cool. Let's talk about some scenarios. Now I'm going to need some interaction from you guys with some scenarios. So get ready to hop in the chat box because I'm going to be asking you some questions and I want you guys to really participate and let me know what you would prescribe or what did you hear in that conversation or what did you, see? What would you analyze in that conversation? Now, this is us. We are Dr. EVO at this time. You're Dr. EVO, okay? And in this scenario, you are talking to one of your prospects, right? Your cousin. You're talking to your cousin, a friend, a family member, whoever, somebody that's kind of close to you, your warm market. And you're listening to them talking and they're saying, hey, you know what? I work too much. I never really get to spend time with my friends and family. And I'm sure you guys have heard a lot of this stuff over the holidays, right? You only get to see people on holidays and funerals, right? You'd rather see them on a regular basis, but this is when you get to see them because they work too much. They never get to spend time with their friends and family, and they don't even really get time for themselves. So you're analyzing what they're doing. What would you prescribe for this person? How would you give them more time freedom? How would you start that conversation? You need more time freedom. Well, guess what? If you made a little extra money, you wouldn't have to work so hard. You'd have more time freedom, right? Pop in the chat box. Let me see what you guys are talking about. There's so many different things. Okay, she says create a schedule and make time to do. Exactly. Time management is a huge situation for a lot of people, but there's a way, you know, to get what you need. Sometimes you have to work hard in the beginning so that you can play hard in the end. Let me say that again, because a lot of times people get it backwards. A lot of times people want to play hard in the beginning and feel like they can play all the time, but you actually have to work hard in the beginning in order for you to play hard in the end. So it really makes sense for you guys to understand for this scenario, you know, you're listening, you're analyzing. The prescription would definitely be, okay, well, listen, I have an opportunity. You could probably make some extra money, right? When you make this extra money, you'll be able to enjoy your life a little bit more, not work so much. And you could possibly go on some trips with your family, your friends, and maybe even a trip by yourself. So I'm giving them a solution by prescribing evolution and putting that in the mix. Okay, so really cool to be able to do that. Somebody says work hard and play for the rest of your life. Yeah, work hard today and then you can play for sure. That's why I always say first to the bank, then to the beach, because first we got to work, then we get to play, right? First to the bank, then to the beach. So definitely this is a scenario that we see all the time where we are people just don't have time. They're working 12-hour shifts, 14-hour shifts, spending 5 and 6 hours in rush hour traffic. You know, not a lifestyle I want to emulate, but definitely a problem that's out there. So whenever you're talking to people about your business, if you're talking to people about vacations or whatever, this is going to come up. So you need to actually listen so that you can analyze their specific situation and give them a solution. Okay, now let's talk about another scenario. This happens all the time. How many of you guys have heard this? I have no extra money. I'd love to do the business. I'd love to go on a trip. I'd love to do more, but I have to work. I have no extra money. I actually need a part-time job. Have any of you, with a yes in the chat box, have any of you talked to somebody about this business and they say, you know what? I'm going to start the business when I get a job so I can use my job to pay for the business. Has anybody ever heard that before? Or have you heard anybody talk about, well, yeah, I'm gonna get a part-time job. I don't know about the business. You know, I don't have money for that right now. And so many of those people have more month than they have money, and they're really not looking at the big picture, right? Well, I can't do that business right now. I'm just gonna get a job. Or how many of you guys who have been in the business for a while, maybe you've had somebody in your team, on your team, who said, well, yeah, I was doing that for a little bit, but I got a job now. I got a job now, so I'm gonna go ahead and quit because I got a job now. Right? That happens so much. Juliet said that was actually me. Juliet, I know. That happens so much. But let me tell you guys about this job. Now, for those of you guys who have already done the 7-day training, you've already seen this, right? You can find this there, but it costs money to go to work. How many of you guys agree that it actually costs money to go to work? So that's definitely not a solution to having more money. You know what I mean? So it costs money. Transportation, the clothes, the lunch, the education, the freedom, all that stuff costs you money to go to work. And people don't understand that that part-time job will probably cost them more in time and money and, you know, the lack of flexibility than it would be if they put that same 4 hours a day into themselves. So you have to really understand and know what you have to offer so that you can listen to your, you know, business partners, listen to your prospective future business partners so that you can offer a solution that can really help them get the actual outcome, the results that they want and that they need. So this happens all the time. I saw like 50 yeses in the chat box because I know this happens all the time. If you guys want this slide, you need this slide, make sure you hop over and do day 5 for our first week in evolution. That's there for you. Okay, let's talk about scenario number 3. When you hear people say, it's taking too long, I'm tired, you know, I've been in this business for a whole year, I haven't really seen anything, I don't know what to do. How many of you guys have heard those particular problems? I've been paying my bill every single month for the last year. I haven't sold one trip. I haven't signed up one agent. I don't know what to do. Normally, that person also hasn't been to one meeting, hasn't done one training, hasn't followed through on a prescription that somebody probably gave them. Okay, so a lot of times we really need to look at and analyze the entire situation before you prescribe whatever it is that person might need, right? You all know for a fact, I'm sure, because everybody on this line is intelligent, okay? Super intelligent. And let me tell you guys one thing. Let me tell you this, and I'm going to give you this for free. Even if you have not signed up one agent, even if you have not booked one trip, you still qualify for the tax deductions associated with your business. So that $69.95 that you're paying every month is like you're putting money in the bank. So make sure you are filing your taxes with somebody who is qualified to give you your deductions for a home-based business. I just want to throw that out there because that's super important. So it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter how fast or how slow you're running your business. The only thing that matters is you don't give up. Because in this situation right here, we're all different, right? We're all on our own time clocks. We all move at our own pace. And the only way you won't be successful in this business is if you give up. So you don't want to give up. It's just like physical therapy. For those of you who have had physical therapy, I do see my typo. For those of you who have had physical therapy in the past, you know, if you're trying to work on that leg again, if you're trying to work on that arm again, if you're trying to work on that hip again, if you're trying to get back to where you were, if you stop in the middle of that physical therapy, you will never get to where you want to be, right? And sometimes it takes longer for that person, for person A to learn how to walk than it was for person B. That doesn't mean that you're not going to walk again. It just means it took you a little bit longer. The same way with your business. It does not mean that you're not going to be successful because it took longer than for John to get there than it did for Sue. That doesn't matter. You need to make sure that you stay consistent, you're persistent, and you're urgent when you're doing your business. What happens if you stop? Think about it, you guys. What happens if you stop? If you stop, your business stops with you. If you stop, your paycheck stops with you. If you stop, your growth stops with you. So what happens if you stop? Nothing's going to happen if you stop. You're not going to be able to get to where you definitely want to be in your business. You guys really have to understand that in order, physical therapy, in our case, is mental therapy. This is mental therapy. Your mind has to be strong. Your mind has to be full of confidence. And your mind has to be resistant to the naysayers, to the people out there telling you that prescription is not correct. Instead of taking that medicine, go ahead and rub some of this special cream on you. Instead of, going to that meeting, here, let's go to the club or to the party, or you don't have to do that. Or why are you doing that stuff? Go get you a real job. Go get you a regular job, right? You have to be resistant to that. You have to be confident in the fact that you know you are going to win in this thing. You have to have confidence. I just posted on Facebook a couple days ago. If you don't believe you can do it, you can't make me believe it for you, right? You have to believe. You have to be confident in your business, in yourself, in your mindset. And you have to have the strength to endure every single thing that comes with the business, you guys. Nobody ever said this was going to be easy. But I promise you, every single person that's made it will tell you that it's worth it. It might not be easy, but it's worth it. Period. Hands down. Let me tell you something. And a lot of you who know me already know this, but the work, the diligence, the just go out there and just go get in this, passion that I have for my business in the first 30 days has paid me for the last 6 years. 30 days. Who out there would be willing to give up 30 days if they knew it would finance their life for the next 6 years? Everybody should be saying yes. There should be nobody on here. Sleep is an option. Okay, sleep is an option. I promise you guys, if you went to the hospital and the doctor told you, and heaven forbid, you went to the hospital and the doctor told you, you are going to pass away in 10 days unless you follow these 10 steps. How many of you would follow those 10 steps to a T? Everybody. Nobody will listen to anybody outside saying you don't need to do step 3. Go ahead, skip step 4. Now you don't need to do step 7. If your doctor told you, if you don't do these 10 steps, you will not be here in 10 days. How many of you would shut out the entire world and make sure they did every single thing that doctor told them to do? Everybody, right? So if you have somebody, and that's because the doctor is a professional, you trust what he's saying because he's been to school, you trust that white coat, you trust all that stuff. So why not trust somebody in this business who's getting the big checks, you know, cashing all the right checks, helping people become leaders, doing all that stuff? Why not trust that person that says, hey, if you do these 10 steps, you will get to platinum. If you do these 10 steps, you will get to gold. If you do these 10 steps, you will get to silver, right? But you got to do these 10 steps with urgency. You have to be consistent, right? If they told you that, why not follow those 10 steps as if your life depended on it? Because it really does, right? It really does depend on all of that stuff when you're working your business the same way, because your business will die the same way you will if you don't do what the doctor said you're supposed to do. Your business is going to die if you don't do that stuff. Same thing. If you look at it really and just, I mean, yes, it's apples and oranges, but listen, it works. If I would not have done every single thing David McCovey told me to do, I would not be where I am now. Period. If I would not have done every single thing he said without taking out anything, without taking out any ingredient, I would not have been able to accomplish what I accomplished. That's like somebody telling you how to make a cake and you decide, oh, I don't need the milk or the flour or the butter. I'm going to just put some salt or whatever. You know, you can't change the ingredients. You have to do exactly what the professional tells you what to do. And it's the same thing here, you guys. The exact same thing. Period. So I want you guys to understand, you know, 1,000% what there is out there for you, because you have so many leaders that are trying to give you the recipe, trying to give you the prescription so that you can be successful. Nikki Lee and Charles, nonstop out there trying to give people the prescription. This is how you're going to do it. This is how you're going to cure your time problem. This is how you're going to cure your money problem. This is how you're going to cure the problem you have where you don't have enough time with your kids or whatever. Let me show you what to do. Here go the steps. Follow these steps. Follow them. Do everything that's on the list and come back and say, hey, I did everything on the list. I bet you'll come back happy. You got Fred Howe, you have Lynn, you have Patrice, you have leaders out there. And what a lot of people don't understand, they think, and here's a misconception, and I'm going to give this to you for free too. A lot of people think that it's the leader, like the leaders get paid or something, or it's their job to help you, or they have to do trainings, or they have, what you guys don't understand is leadership does this stuff on their own time, on their own dime. I need you guys to completely understand that. On their own time, on their own dime. The same way you paid your fee to get into the company is the same way they pay their fee to get into the company. They don't get a corporate check, none of that. They're working because they want to help those that need help. And you guys really have to understand that, because a lot of times people think that it's your, your right to be trained, or it's your right. Well, where are the trainings? Well, what are the people doing? Well, why didn't they do that? Well, why don't they have this? They don't have to. It's not a right. It's a privilege. And it's a privilege that we should all take advantage of. So if we were Dr. Evil, it's kind of like having free healthcare, right? It's having free healthcare where the doctors don't get paid to help you. They're helping you because they want to. It's the same thing with evolution. The leaders don't get paid to help. They get paid, they help because they want to. And a lot of people have to really understand that and really kind of sit back and thank those who have taken out their time, right, and who have spent their dime, because a lot of the programs that the leaders use to help, they cost money. That stuff isn't free. So you guys really have to appreciate where the help is coming from and understand that they want to help you because they want to help you. Okay, so Super cool to be a part of something like that, because at the end of the day, you guys, people really want to understand that we're not alone. You know, if you're the doctor in the town and you're the only doctor in the town, let's say you're in a town and you're the only doctor in the entire town, okay? It's gonna be hard to help everybody out there. So what do? You find another person that also wants to be a doctor. You train them so that they can help you split the load, right? So, okay, I'm gonna train you, then we can help everybody together. Well, what happens if you help somebody, that doctor helps somebody, you're all trying to heal everybody, you're all trying to prescribe all the right stuff. Pretty soon you turn around and there are doctors everywhere, right? There are leaders everywhere. You have that first leader who just wants to get out there and help everybody see the vision that they see. They want you to have what they have. You know, it's hard and it's lonely. It's so lonely. It is so lonely. If you don't believe me, ask Nina Mitchell. Ask Nina Mitchell how lonely it is to be in a top position by yourself. Ask her. I'm sure she'll tell you that the company that you get when other leaders join you is priceless. Okay? So listen, you're helping somebody, right? You don't want to be alone. You're helping somebody. Next thing you know, that person's helping somebody. And then you have leaderships everywhere. There's solutionists everywhere. There are doctors everywhere. Evo solutionists turn up everywhere. The more leadership you have, the more people that get helped, the more the company grows, the better everybody is, right? So super cool to have that. So you guys have to want to step up and be a solution and not a problem. The next time somebody comes to you and says, hey, I have this problem, ask them, well, what do you think we should do about it? How do you think we should solve that problem? Well, what solution did you come up with? And if they can't come up with a solution, tell them to go back and figure out, okay, go figure out how to solve that problem and then let me know. And we'll try to figure it out together. But ask them, the next time somebody comes and tells you, well, she did this and this and this and this and this. Okay, well, how do we fix that problem? What do you want to do about that? How do we solve that solution? I mean, how do we come up with a solution? How do we solve that problem? Don't let people dump their problems on you and expect you to just figure it out. Ask them to be a solutionist with you and ask them, okay, that's fine. I get it. Okay, so there are no trainings in Utah. How do we solve that? You're in Utah, so why don't you start a training? I can help you figure that out. Okay, there are no trainings in Minnesota. That's okay. Well, how about you start a training? Can you open up your house to trainings? Do you know a place in Minnesota that we can train? Okay, there are no trainings in Sacramento. Okay, not a problem. Do you have a place where we can do a training? Are you willing to help with the training? Turn those problems into solutions. I see people all the time whenever there's a flyer, oh, I wish we had something here. Okay, let's not wish it, let's make it happen. Okay, oh, you guys are doing that over there. Oh, I wish we could do something like that here. You can. Be a solution. You can definitely do that there. Definitely. So what I want you guys to understand is you can all be solutions. You can all be solutionists. And I want you guys to really understand the power that you hold right here with evolution. Because everything is at your fingertips. There's nothing that anybody has that another person doesn't. We are all privileged enough to have all of the same information. We're all privileged enough to use all of that information. There's no secret file. There's no secret website. There's no back place that you can't get to. Every single thing is right there. It's an open book. And the best way to get what you need is to dive in and be a part of it. So you guys, I want to make sure that you understand that you should be an active part of your solution, right? You should be the driving force in your success, okay? Don't hop on the bus and expect somebody else to drive you where you want to go. Make sure you are driving your bus to get to where you need to go. You guys, I'm super excited. I'm super happy because as a solutionist, of course, I'm always trying to make sure everybody has what they need. That's just my give back. So of course, we have a 7-day, training that I put together just because I love you guys and I want you to have it. So make sure you hop on YouTube and watch it. I know a lot of the leadership have watched it themselves. They support it. They love it. I love it. Super excited. I'm actually doing a 7-day myself. I'm trying to do it every single month. I'm going to go through the 7 days and make sure I am in phase 1 at all times. So make sure you hop in there and do that, you guys. I'm really excited about where this company is going, because I know that in 2020, all of you guys on this line, all 200 of you on this line, will be Evo Solutionists. You guys get out there, kill it in the system. Make sure you're telling everybody about what Evolution has to offer. You guys, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. I promise you, the first 30 days in this business has financed my entire life for the next 6 years. I will not lie to you. You guys, I love Evolution. I love what it's doing. It's changing lives all over the globe. And I hope that you give it the opportunity to change yours and everybody around you. You guys, I am Tony Ward. I am a travel agent training specialist. I absolutely love every single person on this line and in the company. And I can't wait to see where this company is going to take us in 2020. You guys, my training is officially over, and I'm going to send this back over to Deja. I am officially an Evo doctor, Dr. Evo here, you guys, Dr. Evo, Dr. Evo. So Deja, it's back to you, sweetheart. Thank you so much.
All right, family, be sure to jump in the chat box. Let us salute Dr. Evo. For those of you that were following along and you have not subscribed to her YouTube page, you want to go to Tony with an I, Queen Raw Ward, and subscribe so that you're always aware of any new videos that post, and so you can take advantage of that 7-day training. You owe it to yourself between now and the time. For those of you who don't have to go back to work for another week, you should take the time now to start doing those day by day so that you are entering 2020 on a strong footing in your business. We are excited that you were with us tonight. We hope that you've taken good notes and you're ready to put them into action. I want to personally say Happy New Year to everyone, because we are right around the corner from that. So that means you still have a couple days to make a change and a difference in your business before month end. So let's start being an Evo Solutionist over the next 2 days so that you can reach that next rank, so that you can increase your customer base, so that you can book that extra trip, whatever it is that you need to do between now and 2020 to make it happen for you. Don't wait till the new year. Start now. Become an Evo Solutionist now so that you can cash those big checks. My name is Deidre Driscoll. I'm a silver consultant with Evolution Enterprises. We are excited that you were with us tonight. We look forward to seeing you again next week on our Time to Evolve call. Everyone, have an amazing evening. This call is officially over.